Welcome to the best sports show on planet Earth. This is Sports in 60 Minutes right here on iRebel Studios. I'm Femi Farawe. I'm excited to have you join us today. We've got loads to share with you and also unpack making meanings of all the stories going through in the sporting world. Today I've got Princewill Oviesan. He's right here. It's good to have you, Princewill. I hope today will be as peaceful as always.
As usual, if you say so, and it's a pleasure being here, Femi. I don't know what you mean by peaceful as always.
Okay, you know what? We'll wait for the show. When the show starts, we obviously know where we're getting. We have Nigerian stories inside here. Okay, let's just wait and see.
All right.
We've also got a debutant today. Someone very special to us. Opeyemi Imoru joins us today. You know what? I want to leave her to pronounce her last name. Opeyemi, it's good to have you today.
Yeah, thank you, Femi. It's good to be here. I think I want to reverse this. Blessed is women among men. You know, being among you guys, I think is a very good thing. It's my pleasure anyway.
I'm bouncing.
My goodness.
I'm
Wow.
bouncing.
Very early.
This is
It's
good.
early already. But you know what? Let's go for a break right now. When we come through, we've got stories from the Nigerian football scene. We'll share all of that with you and a lot more. All right, let's start our stories coming through from the Nigerian sports scene. There's a lot to share today, and we're better than women's football because Okwea already started off by saying, blessed are women in between men.
I said among me.
Okay, well, it's semantics, really. Semantics.
I
really.
prefer the among
I
men.
said among men.
I prefer the
Femi,
among
please don't call me wrong.
Okay, all right, I'll try my best. But let's talk about the Flamingos, right? You've followed their development. You've seen all the stories coming out from the under-17 team. Eventually, we've started the tournament in Dominican Republic, and what a great way to start.
Yeah, a very great way to start. Playing New Zealand, you could see the girls. This is what we do tell our football administrator. Let those girls come together for a while. They've been together for a while, and you could see the results. The captain of the side, Taiwo Afolabi. That is the only person that repeated the class. If there's something like that, she was previously in the under-17, the last one, and she's here. And the crop of girls, you could see how young they are. We could see Harmony Chidi and the other two girls too. They did a very good job scoring 4 goals, and in Dominican Republic, I told somebody that they are going there to flourish. They are not coming back empty-handed. They are going there to shine and bring back the cup. We are not only talking about the cup, and I think this crop of girls, they should be the one, progressing to the under-20, and we should see some of them developing into the Super Falcons itself. Good job from the coach, Olowo Kere. He has done a good job. Even in the club side, we could see what he's doing with Niger Reuters girls, and he has bring in the work in the under-17. Let's see how that pans out.
When you say these things, right, and you sounded so positive, which is some of the things I like to hear about Nigerian football, you're also giving credit to the Nigerian Football Federation for the way they prepared these girls. Yeah,
preparation is key, and we keep saying that you don't just come out and perform magic and expect results.
Princewill is balling up already.
Expect results. They've kept these girls for a while. We could see in Abuja they've been together. They got to Dominican Republic earlier than expected. Unlike that's give them a boost, and we are seeing the results.
Princewill, do you have any?
Obviously.
Do you have any thoughts? You're going to disagree with Okwe?
No. Not actually. I know you've always termed me Mr. Pessimistic. It doesn't really matter.
You said so.
But I think Okwe has made some very strong revelation here. The girls are determined. They're ready to go. But there's something I want to deviate a little bit from.
Here
Fine, the NFF has the total lookout for the team. But I think these girls are determined to make a name for themselves. And that's what I usually tell every player who care to listen. Go out there, make a name for yourself, because the future is broad and open. Good start, I must say.
All right, so we can only confirm to you that there's been one victory for the under-17 girls. The next game will be against Ecuador. Fingers crossed, like she mentioned. The manager says Nigeria's mission is to bring the cup home. We'll keep that hope alive, and we'll see if the optimism will come through at the end of the day.
Can I ask this question before you go on?
Sure.
Probably Ope can help me. Is there a psychologist in that team? Because when you talk about bringing the cup home, it requires a lot of mental work. I'm going to be honest here. We have talent, but it requires a certain level of your mental alertness to get to that level and bring back the trophy?
Wait now. Tournament just starts.
I think. Let me answer him. I think they have that, and the media officer, she's a colleague also, and we've been communicating. And there was a video she put up, and we were discussing, and the coach kept telling them, you know, all these girls are small, and we are in a beautiful country where things around you will psych you up. Some of these girls have not been outside the shores of Nigeria before, so that will psych them. And the coach keep telling them, Afolabi, show sọ fún wọn, like speaking in Yoruba.
Yeah, no, we like that.
Show sọ fún wọn, sọ fún we last previous World Cup talo, àwọn ìwà máa ráwọn ìwọ máa wò yín bá wọn, you know, all those things. They are kids. They are 17, probably maybe going to 18. Or thereabout. So they are kids. All those things beside them. Some of them have not boarded a plane before. Some of them have not been in a space where they see white people, because, you know, in their head, those people are superior. So they are seeing them. So all those things will psych them. Some of them have not even eaten chicken and rice before. So I'm not,
I have nothing to say to you today.
You know, I'm not just trying to make up things, but I think
I think of anything.
I think the coach have, you know, tell them tales of how they've traveled with the previous team, how they've enjoyed the ambience, how you know, some people have not slept in a 5-star hotel before. Some people don't even have bed to sleep. Some people don't even have bed to sleep. Some of them sleep on the mat and all of that. See, I do tell people, see, if you want to play football, don't come from a rich family. Sorry, I'm not sounding, so that you know the importance of you waking up and thinking, I want to make ends meet. I want to play outside the shores of Nigeria and all of that. So I think that will psych them. That is enough psych for them.
When we get to the round of 16, this issue will come up again.
All right, so you know what? Let's just leave the story.
We are waiting for that.
There's a lot to still touch on. I wish the girls the best of luck. We'll keep you updated when we come next time, talk about their development at this championship. Let's switch over now to the story that has been burning over the past 1 week, the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Now, as at this moment, we know the game did not hold. Now, what we await is a decision from the Confederation of African Football concerning the Libya-Nigeria football fixture, which eventually was delisted by CAF, and they said the required disciplinary committee will step in to look into this. Now, if you were living in Mars or Pluto, right, and you just happened to stumble on this story, Super Eagles flew for the return fixture against Libya. This was on Sunday, got trapped there all the way to Monday, eventually leaving after being diverted from the original airport in Benghazi. Now, the Nigerian Football Federation have put out various releases talking about this matter, but, you know, Princewill, we can go back and forth on this. What can CAF do? I think we should start off from the CAF point of view, because I'm not going to say Nigeria did anything wrong. Got to the venue, right? The plane got diverted, right? We've seen videos from the pilot. But I want to ask you, what will CAF do going forward? Because now we're currently in the end game. Now remember, Rwanda beat Benin. So Nigeria is still leading that group. What can CAF do?
Let me quickly assure you this, because most times you keep telling me I'm pessimistic. We qualify from that group.
Everybody knows that. You guys were lucky. You and Francisca were lucky. Our forfeit had to be postponed this time.
The game has not been played now.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that I predicted 2 wins. You predicted the win and a draw.
Yeah.
Well, we both got a first win.
Okay, let me come back. It's a big one for African football. It's a test run, because what actually happened in Libya, it's a very big shame when it comes to football globally. You don't take certain decisions because you feel you're hot somewhere, someplace. Especially when you talk about holding a particular team representing a nation that is hostage. But I think it will be a big test for CAF, because they must get it right. From what I've heard, there might be a replay, but I'm suggesting a neutral ground, because psychologically, most of our players will not be comfortable having that game.
I can't believe we both agree on this one.
Come on, Femi.
I can't believe we both agree, because I also think a neutral venue.
Yes, it will resolve the issue, but it's also a testing ground, a very big test for CAF corporate image, decision-wise.
But what do you say, Opey, about some people in certain quarters, because the Libyans are threatening the Nigerian Football Federation and telling CAF that the TV deals, because that game, there's TV rights. Monies would have been made. The Super Eagles failed to show up. Now, do the Libyans have any case whatsoever at all from where they're coming from, listing out these items?
No, they don't have a case because if they have thought of all these things they've listed, I don't think they should have diverted that plane from Benghazi to Al Barak. In second thought, I don't think they know the gravity of what they did. In as much as NFF can be anything, they can be anything whatsoever. I don't think they will have
What do you mean by
treated
anything? What do you
like Princewill will complain, they are this, they are that, and all of
they're nothing. What Princewill says, I don't agree with that.
Anyway, I'm just putting it out there for I'm not no, don't get me wrong. In as much as we can complain that NFF did this, and I don't think they can do that to a national team.
No.
What they complain about is their own mistake, and even at that, they try as much as possible to get them to Uyo, and they even rejected their own bosses. That is it. We've talked about that, but I don't think they will win a case. And like Princewill said, this is going to test the integrity of CAF.
Yeah.
We want to know if there's this
have faith in CAF.
There's this northern African power, that we've seen it happen with some of our club side. Enyimba can testify, Rivers United can testify about that. If for anything they should hold them ransom to, why will you divert a plane that was landing? If you see the pilot video, you will, in your head you'll be like, man, I only see this in TV. So I think this would test the integrity of CAF decision.
All right, so we'll leave the decision making to CAF. The disciplinary committee will sit down and look through it. We'll come here and look through what they have made, and then moving forward, Nigeria is still top in that group. Benin is second. Rwanda are now third. Libya remain fourth. That's how it is going into the last two games of the qualifiers. Well, while it was good for Nigeria because the Super Eagles stayed top of that group, and despite all the shenanigans, they will still be there. Remember, two teams automatically qualify for CAF's tournament next year, 2025. The Ghanaians are not having the same joy. They have struggled. Ghana has claimed 2 points in their first 4 games. Now, they lost 2-0 to Sudan, right? They lost their last game to Sudan, which was interestingly played in the same Benghazi where the Eagles originally were scheduled for. But okay, let's get your thoughts on this one because it was crazy. There was the video from the president. We spoke about it here, Princewill.
Yeah, last time.
Right? And that video didn't turn anything around because the next game against Sudan was a draw. Then his return fixture was a defeat. So 2 points, 1 point against Niger Republic, 1 point against Sudan. They are currently on 2 points in that group. Terrible for them.
Very terrible, if you ask me. I don't think it's a good one for the Ghanaians. We could see these traces from the past AFCON, how they left the stage woefully. I think it was not a good result for them.
Good for we Nigerians. We loved it.
We were happy because they denied us of not going to the World Cup, and I think it's payback time. For me, I'm happy they are sitting pretty well in the third position in Group F, and good enough. What amazes me so much is that is their ex-international, that is the coach of Sudan. So I think those guys, they need to sit them down, ask them some questions. Shey, everything was okay.
We're going to say share bad.
No. Like, is everything okay, guys? Like Princewill talked about psychological. Maybe there's something.
No, but Princewill, we saw the video. We brought the video here. Yeah. We spoke about that video where the president spoke to the players. Right? You'd expect that would be the chain reaction to see something positive, but we haven't seen anything.
I think there's a fundamental problem with the Ghanaian team from what Opeyemi has just given out. If you look at the chemistry during the Nations Cup, you find out that the players were not actually gelling. And from the managerial point of view, there was no proper communication. And that has transited into this current qualifying series. It's going to be very unfortunate for the Ghanaians because the way it is right now, there's no synergy in that team, Femi, I must tell you. And from what we know, you remember a condition was given to the coach. Either you resign as a coach of the Sudanese national team or you step down in the board. He decided to take the one that suits his career. The coach. So the Ghanaian national team still need to go back home. They can qualify if they do their homework properly, like we rightly say here, but it's a tough time in Ghanaian football.
All right. Let's quickly go now to some of the teams that have qualified for the African Cup of Nations, because while Ghana are going through the drama, some teams have punched their tickets. Some claimed 4 wins from 4 games, the likes of the hosts, Morocco, right? They through to the next phase. So these are the teams that have qualified, confirmed. Morocco, Algeria, Egypt, Burkina Faso, right in front of you. Cameroon, DR Congo, Senegal, Angola have also punched their ticket through to the next phase. Those are the teams confirmed. Now, some more teams will join them in November when the last 2 games of the qualifying series comes through. We'll also wait to get the updates concerning the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The 2025 Africa Cup of Nations will take place in Morocco from December 2025 to January 2026. All right, let's put a zip on African football stories right now and switch now to international football stories. It's exciting to mention that the search is over, Princewill. England have found a new manager. It takes over in 2025.
What does that connote? The search is over. Were they searching for a coach before?
Yes, they were. Practically.
So Gareth Southgate didn't do well. A manager that took you to 2 finals.
No, I'm saying that Southgate resigned his position.
Okay, a new replacement.
A new replacement has come
Well,
through.
for me, it came as a shocker, I must be honest. Based on the fact...
Thomas Tuchel is the manager, by the way.
Yeah, he's the manager. But based on the fact that the average Englishman is very arrogant, full of pride. Yes.
What?
Yes, very arrogant, full of pride.
So here we go again.
Yes, here we go again. They have this slogan that I don't like. Football started from England. Football is coming back home. I don't like that slogan.
I believe.
Yes, but you see...
what do you think this man would do to
That's what I
English
was going
football?
to.
Because
That was going to. The English football generally, the players, self-believe, yes, but they are not the type of players who believe that things can happen. You need to believe that things must happen. And Thomas Tuchel is that kind of a coach who wants absolute results. And I think they've gone for the right candidate.
But do they have the players who can take this team from point B, where they currently are, finalists, to point A, being winners? Because if you mention the star cast, Phil Foden, Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, these guys were player of the year in their various leagues. Those guys, it must count for something for them going forward.
Yeah, it must count for something. For me, Femi, I think England was not lacking player. They have player all over the world. Both the one that are English and the one they stole from another country.
Correct.
That
Like
they
that
are
one.
now English. They have
that
players. They have players. Players is not their problem. But you see Thomas Tuchel, oh man, no problem. You have problem.
Okay,
Because
we started this show on a great note.
Because
I thought you were my friend. I was about to pull your chair a bit closer
I am
to me.
your friend.
But now it seems as if you are moving closer to
No.
Prince.
I am your friend, but I'm just being realistic. Thomas
what have I
Tuchel will have problem. I said this to a
I saw when you
colleague. I
passed
said,
the
see,
paper.
Thomas Tuchel is trading a part that he will regret it, because his past job he was not doing well when he left his past job. So I don't think he would do well in as an English coach,
But
because
he's
you could
a
see the
Champions League
ex-internationals, they are on his neck already. The likes of Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher.
Leave those guys.
They are on his neck already.
They are
Do you
critics.
know what their
We know them.
problem is? Do you know what their problem
They
is?
have to get paid.
Do you know what their problem
They
is,
have to get
Femi?
paid.
They said because he's not English. So I am not saying that Tuchel is a bad coach, but because he's not English, he will not succeed in England.
But
goodness.
they have what it takes to succeed.
They have the players.
Let me
See,
give
one
you
day they will just wake up. He will do selection. They will just wake up that no, this one is not the one we want. We want this one.
For me,
They might
right?
start giving you examples like, because he's not English born, because he's English.
But for me, Femi, right, I want to deviate from what Opa has just said. I think England has the material to win any great tournament. What they need is a coach who is hitting the ground, who believes in the project of picking a trophy. With all the accolades given to the English EPL and what it takes, they've not actually come into stand as a nation with that formidable force when it comes to world football. And with Tuchel, I think they can achieve that.
All right. We'll wait to see when his reign starts as the national team manager. It's 2025, by the way. While the guys have said theirs, and if I could just sneak in my opinion before we go for a break, is there's a Champions League winner. He's a league title winner with Bayern Munich and with PSG. If that doesn't count for something, I'm sure when he walks into the dressing room, the players are looking at a winner. That must count for something. And I do believe England have got the right recipe. All they just need is a manager who's pragmatic, and that's what Tuchel will give them to go win something, maybe in 2026 or in 2028. You never can tell. Fingers crossed, we'll keep you updated with all the stories right here on iReview Sports in 16 minutes. Let's go for a break, and when we come back, we've got a conversation coming through from the Africa Cup of Nations. All right, so this is the second part of this show, Sports in 60 Minutes, right here on iRevel Studios. Femi, Opeyemi, and Princewill. Can't believe that we had to go through this at the break, but eventually found a way to. I'll try again this time, Princewill, right? I'd gone back to a conversation I felt Opeyemi was in the spirit. She was in my world.
She's in the spirit.
She's in my world. So I took her back there again because the Africa Cup of Nations.
In your world?
Yes, you were in my world. At some point, you were saying the kind of things I wanted to hear.
And I know some of the kind of things you want to hear.
Yes, about the Nigerian Football Federation. She said some nice things. And I'm like, what? Where have you been all my life? Why finally you're here? But let's talk about the Africa Cup of Nations very quickly. And let's go a bit deeper into this conversation because, Princewill, we've had stories from both sides. The Nigerian Football Federation have listed a 20-point agenda on what happened. Libya have also come out to say, look, you did a similar situation to us. In the second scene, even I cannot say Libya is innocent because it is evident what they did. But Libya is saying you did the same thing to us. Do the Libyans have a case when they go to CAF?
Candidly speaking, I don't think they have a case. I don't think they have a case.
Why don't you think so?
Let me see, Femi, when you are aggrieved, I believe in this philosophy. If I'm wronged by you, I will tell you, Femi, this is what you've done to me. I deserve an apology. You actually miscommunicated a federation. Mm-hmm. And they took it upon themselves to align every other mishap that came up.
I don't understand. They miscommunicated?
You were supposed to land in New York, and you landed in Port Harcourt.
Okay, so this information you are sharing with me, who told you this?
As verified by the NFF.
Wow, finally you believe in the NFF now.
Oh, Femi, you keep doing this thing. Don't do this. Don't do this.
I can't believe this.
The NFF is not a monster. My own grasp with the NFF is that when it comes to football
I'm
development...
just saying, and being factual now, I'm being serious. I'm saying that it's the NFF's evidence against the Libyan Federation's evidence. Because the NFF said, you diverted the flight.
Yes.
You went somewhere else. Libya said it's a lie. That's not what you did to us. You guys misled us, right? Both of them have got a case. I'm not saying who's right, who's wrong. I'm not taking sides because you get to the disciplinary committee and then CAF will make that decision. But Libya said you did this to us, so we're paying back in your coin.
But was what the NFF did to them properly documented to CAF?
Now, Princewill, which is funny for me to say this because I'm always pro-NFF, right? And I won't deny that because I think the Federation are doing a good job. But I've always said that, look, Nigeria generally, there are times when I think that sometimes, I'm not mentioning this situation, generally, we do things carelessly sometimes. Think about the Ofili story, right? And you all brought the Ofili story right here. We spoke about it, country over individual, we argued about it. That's Nigeria doing this to Nigeria's athletes. So Nigeria may not do, because I don't think Nigeria intentionally did that to Libya. My word here, intentionally. I think sometimes these things happen with us. But Libya doesn't interpret it that way. Because what Libya did to Nigeria in the second part was wrong. There's no justification.
Put the word
right?
Absolutely wrong.
It was wrong. But I'm saying what the Libyans claimed we did to the Libyans in the first place, right? Is it a situation of we wanted to wicked them? Or was it because...
Who caused it? You gave me an information that was wrongly passed. You gave me a time that was not properly in place. And we still managed that time. We still did our best to make you feel comfortable. And you said it wasn't right? Femi, who caused it? The facts are there, documented. You know one beautiful thing? Every communication channel was well structured. They are there in black and white.
Did you see these communication channels?
At least I saw this information. At least I saw the transition between the Libyan FA and the NFF.
Okay.
Where are you landing?
All right.
You're supposed to come to Uyo, but at a point in time, you said you couldn't make Uyo because of some certain logistics and costs. You went to Port Harcourt. Was that the proper arrangement?
All right. Let's wait to see. Opeyemi, you mentioned the North Africans are known for these shenanigans. Now, this could be an opportunity for CAF to wade in and put a full stop to this. Do you think that's what CAF will be doing? How can we curb this problem? Because it's Africans, we're all Africans, and the beautiful game has been destroyed by what we saw the past few days. How do we curb this going forward? Like
I said initially, this is where we want to know if CAF is actually there as work. The word that is coming to my head, I don't want to use it.
Please use it.
No, don't use it.
I love to use it.
Don't use it, oh. Don't use it. Don't mind it. Don't mind it.
So it will test their integrity, like I said. We want to know if they are actually working or they are just there for some people and not from, because the West have always, not been favored in courts.
West Africa, right?
Yeah,
I don't completely agree, but I'm not going to go there. I try not to argue with you too much because we're still trying to bond. So
the North Africans, I think they are more of a favorable side when it comes to CAF. So this will really test their integrity. I want to see how they are going to wade into this and resolve the issue. Yeah, the game should be replayed in a different territory. It should, because football should not be played in Libya. How will you have two different leadership in a country? And no, I don't think something that will bring people together from other places should be done in Libya for now.
So, last question on this conversation. What's the Super Eagles' right to boycott that game?
Because their life was at stake.
How was their life at stake?
How will you divert a plane that was landing already to a different zone? Albarak to Benghazi is like 300 kilometers, just like you traveling from Lagos to Oshogbo or thereabout. And even the what is it called? The representative of Nigeria in Libya could not come. They couldn't give him visa to come all the way from Tripoli to Albarak to tell you how far that zone was. So first, they were locked up. They were locked up.
Is, why did CAF now let the game go ahead? Because if you know that Nigeria's representative is in Tripoli, and there's one government in Tripoli, there's one government in Benghazi.
Yeah.
You put the game for Benghazi. Ghanaians didn't get that same problem. They landed in Benghazi. Same as Sudan. But you said their lives were threatened. And from all the pictures and all the stories and all the reports, they could not go out of the stadium. But nothing was happening. No one harassed them inside of the airport.
No, there was a video of...
Were they being harassed inside the airport? No.
There was a video of them wanting to go out.
Why are you going out?
They said there is a bus coming to pick them.
Yes.
So I think they were trying to check if the bus has arrived or something. So in the first place, Femi, why will you lock people inside the airport?
So I'm going to come down from this position because now I'm one of you, right? And I'm going to say this, and this is my thought. If you go to any airport, any international airport, you cannot leave the airport, right? And I've had my own layovers, my fair share of layovers, right? 4 hours, 5 hours. I know how uncomfortable it will be. So I'm not against what Nigeria experienced. I'm only saying you cannot leave an airport until you've been properly cleared, document-wise. They've checked your documents.
They are not leaving it to go out because that place is just like
a layover.
No, it's not a layover. Nothing is happening in the airport. It has been used for a very long time. It's just like it's being used for Hajj or something.
Yes, it was for Hajj.
It's been locked down. Nothing is happening.
But you have to wait.
Yeah, they were waiting.
Remember, the reason why they are going to that airport or Benghazi, which would normally have been Tripoli, is because of the whole civil unrest.
Yeah.
I'm only saying that until you get properly cleared,
you
cannot leave an airport. So even if you travel anywhere in the world...
Femi, can I come in here?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
You just asked the question, was the Super Eagles players right to call off that game? Absolutely 100% correct.
They are.
Two things.
Go ahead.
If you're going to play a game of football, which I played, you need a very clear, stable mind. Your thinking should be right. These were players that were held hostage for 15 hours.
Yeah, very bad.
And the state of mind to play a game requires you being focused, and you want them to play that game. Number two, they also consider their safety. Because from the videos that emanated from the scuffles at the airport, there were a lot of exchange of words, and the officials, the Libyan officials, were determined to frustrate our players. Come off it. You call a spade a spade. It was okay they called off the game.
Okay. Very okay.
All right. Majority carries the vote, so that's what it is. The guys have said their thoughts, and we'll wait to see what the Confederation of African Football will do about this. It's a very delicate situation because CAF President Patrice Motsepe, before the Eagles returned, spoke to the Minister of Sports, Senator John Eno, and the first request he made was, can the Eagles stay in Libya and play that football fixture? But obviously, based on the reports coming out about the threat to their lives, no provision for food or water, the players decided to return to Nigeria, which they have, and they've all gone to their private clubs. So we'll leave it at that now, because that's how that conversation currently stands. We'll wait to see what Capital Disciplinary Committee will take on this, and then we'll come back here, we'll look through everything, and then obviously come up with our positions. Let's head for a break once more, and this time when we come back, we've got club football going through the Nigerian Premier Football League. My goodness. Ahmed Musa, you know what? If Chan happens today, I want him on that team. Now, not because we're disrespecting him, because I think everybody else is in trouble if we've got that sort of player who's banging goals for fun. Let's head for a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about that in our next part. Okay, so welcome to the third part of Sports in 60 Minutes. And this part, we've got football stories to touch on. Games have been played in the NPFL. Now, despite all the international break, our club football did not stop. And I must mention that so far we've seen the Super Eagles captain, because he's still the official captain, hasn't been dethroned yet from that position. Ahmed Musa, he has been using the NPFL 3 goals in 2 games. He's using the NPFL to chop Princewill. This is star power. Did you see what they did to Rangers this week?
I know you start with Rangers because Rangers is my team. I know that's where my spirit.
Oh, your team lost back-to-back games. Did you just notice?
Where?
Back-to-back games.
We won the first one.
No, I'm saying the lost
was a draw against 3SC. It was a draw.
No, I'm saying that the last 2 games, Rangers have lost their last 2 games.
The last 2 games, 1 draw, 1 loss.
No.
Against 3SC, it was a draw.
3SC was Imba that played 3SC.
3SC played Imba.
Yes, it was.
Okay, it was upper week.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Back-to-back loss. No big deal. But the truth remains that
really, it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. The season that just started.
Have you noticed that my team has picked up?
Which team? At the bottom.
Ikorodu City.
Ikorodu City at the bottom, sitting at the sediment of the league.
Lagos, Eko for sure. Lagos doesn't carry last. We will not let those kind of things, because you guys were the people, detractors.
I wish
we corrected it.
I wish the producer can show the log and let the whole world see that Ikorodu City is sitting at the bottom of the log.
Prince, do you remember that thing they say in chess? You let the pawns go first. So allowing the pawns go first. When Jongu mature, I can tell you confidently, the FA, the board of Ikorodu City, they're doing everything to ensure Ikorodu City comes out of this quagmire.
The last time I had a chat with Toby, I told him the truth. I said, guy.
Oh, what? Now you're a truth teller?
Yes, as usual. I told him the truth. I said, guy, the infighting, the wrangling within the team will take you back to NNL. He said, bros, the thing on time. He said it. That's, by the way, for Ahmed Musa, he's bringing back the sparkle which we expected a player of his caliber to bring in. There's even a strong feeler saying that Brandy Day also wants to come back.
They spotted him training in Rivers.
Which is something we need in the league. And I was reading somewhere on the platform that this is the right time to put our league on television. Was there ever a wrong time before?
No, but it's on Star Times.
Yes, selected games.
Yes, and then there's also the app.
I don't want to go over.
I'm still trying it.
No, leave the app. That app is a fraud.
Really?
Yes. A lot of people who pay to watch games stream online. Maybe I'll say the way it is. It's a fraud.
I was about to go through payment.
Don't. It's a fraud. I'm not running them down, but they've not really done well. Start Time is giving their very best selected game, but there's also a stopgap. You cannot put the games on a bouquet that people cannot access. Is on one of the top.
Are you saying one of their top bouquets?
Yes.
What is it's prime commodities, prime products.
A league that we want to sell out that everybody should watch and say, I am happy seeing Nigerian football on TV. In fact, I feel ashamed.
Princewill. This is why usually we can never do a show from start to finish and you and I agree on anything.
No, we cannot agree, Femi. It's not possible.
Let's look, number one.
Yes.
If you want, they say better soup than money killer. If you want to watch good football, and the NPFL games, some of those games are very good football, right? You've got the likes of Rangers playing, in the Kano Pillars, away from home for Kano Pillars, and they've got a win. Ahmed Musa was amongst the goals, right? I know that they lost in their previous game. I think
you're missing
United.
Something here, Femi.
They played Aqua United the weekend on the Super Eagles.
You're missing something here.
But in that first game, it came 2 goals, 3 goals in 2 games.
You're missing something here.
That's him and Shehu Abdullahi. They just arrived in one team.
Yeah.
Calm down.
You're missing something.
Princewill, calm down.
You want the ordinary man to see the league.
Princewill, which ordinary man?
You want to create interest from the street.
What do you mean ordinary man, Princewill?
There are a lot of Nigerians who want to see the football.
On DSTV, right? Yes. And I'm going to mention DSTV, right? The Premier League. Is it on the small bookie?
It's on GoTV.
Is it on the small bookie?
How much you pay for GoTV?
I don't know. I don't use the OTV.
Okay, then I'm telling you
that. But I know that it's not on the small bookie, and it's Star Games and not on the small bookies.
Femi, either you like it or not, the Nigerian Premier League should be on TV for people to watch.
Princewill, I will watch the games and come and tell you about it.
Please do. Let's come back to Ahmed Musa.
He has scored.
Yes, he has scored. But there's something.
Go back to the national team.
There's something I still want to point out.
What do you want to point out?
If a player of his pedigree could come to the league and they sparkle, what's happened to the young ones? It's a pointer.
He's motivating them. Should he go back to the national
He's motivating them.
Of course, I think he still have his place there. I think Ahmed Musa. Yeah, I think Ahmed.
Closer again.
I think Ahmed Musa, maybe probably the Nations Cup in Morocco. Then I don't know.
He's 32. True, Ekong is older than 32, and I don't hear anybody say Ekong should be out of the
because he's still finish.
Exactly.
Because we saw Ahmed Musa from Fillers, and we felt we've seen enough. See finish. He should go and rest. But he shocked everybody. He went back to his boyhood club. He has done that before he went outside the country. Now he's back. I'm back with a bang. Is that probably
a bang?
Okay, so
see, the biggest problem with that is this.
Your mind is running too fast.
See, the biggest
and who says he can't be on the national team?
I say he shouldn't be on the national team.
I think it comes down to, I think that Chan team, because Chan is next year and the qualifier starts
What are you saying, Femi?
I think it should go for Chan.
I know where Femi is coming from.
What are you saying?
You see how you've categorized our players? They can't be in the Super Eagles, but they can go to Chan.
I'm saying that Chan is the next tournament for the Super Eagles.
So Musa can't play qualifiers?
No, Musa can't play the qualifiers of Chan if the coach feels that...
The qualifiers of the World Cup and the Nations Cup.
No, but before the qualifier of Chan comes first. It's in November.
What stops
Gabon
from inviting Musa
to the national team? It's in October.
What
am I saying?
What stops Gabon from inviting Musa to the national team now?
Because number one, Musa has not played competitive football in a while.
Yeah,
right? He's just returning. He's just returning. So these are what? First 3 games?
So Tamil has played competitive football in a while, I mean, in the Conference League.
This is why we can never win. This is why we can never win. I don't know why Tamino is in the national team. Okay. I don't have that answer.
Yes, I need to bring that correlation.
I know that.
Tamino is in England now.
Conference League, I mean?
No, it's in Division 1. Crawley.
That's what I call Conference League.
No, Division 1.
Tortier.
Yeah.
Is it
Division 1? No, it's in Division 1. Let's call the name of the league what is it? Division 1.
Conference League.
Division 1.
Go on, sir.
Crawley.
Okay.
I know. And that's a blip. But I'm saying that once he gets his fitness, Ahmed Musa, if he goes for the CHAN qualifiers, I think he qualifies. If by March he's ready to play for the Super Eagles, then fine. I'm not against it.
For me, I think the CHAN is not a standard for Musa.
Exactly.
We've seen him do things. So I believe now he's showing workings. So if it's due for him,
we've never won the CHAN.
So is it with Musa that will win the CHAN?
Yes.
Femi, leave that thing.
Femi, either you like it or not.
I'm losing this plot already. What is going on?
Either you like it or not. Ahmed Musa, greatest on doing was with most of the coaches that will handle the national team. You just mentioned Trust Ekong, a little bit older than Ahmed Musa. Ahmed Musa had played in Russia, had played in England. The quality of
played in Saudi Arabia.
Thank you. The quality of Ahmed Musa is that kind of a torpedo player you want to bring in 10, 20 minutes to end the game and you charge the opponent. They've never seen that in him. Rather, they'll bring him and sit him in the bench. Surely there was a time Nigerians were like, why is Ahmed Musa in the national team?
For motivation, leadership.
Which leadership?
Keshi did that back in the day.
Yeah.
But Keshi played and we know...
No. Keshi didn't play at the World Cup.
No, he didn't play, but he played within the period. He was still there.
No, I'm saying that Keshi went to the World Cup and didn't play.
Ahmed Musa case is quite different. You don't bring a player to the national team who has what it takes to create an impact and you keep him in the bench. That's my own anger.
All right. You know what? Let's leave it at that. We'll see what the managers, and that's Fidelity Lechuku and Daniel Ogumode. I don't know which one comes first, but one of them is the leader. One of them is...
Is it not Austin Eguavon that is the
coach? No. They're in charge of the chanting.
Okay.
Chanting.
We'll see what they decide. Now, if they decide to call him up in the
I don't think they will call Ahmed Musa. There are other young chaps that can go to...
All right, we'll see.
Chan.
But for me, winning is all that matters. If we can win Chan.
If they don't call Ansar Yusuf of Nasarawa United...
Anas,
thank you. I'll personally carry placard for protest.
Anas too has been in the game for a while, like...
Yes.
He has been in Nasarawa now for God knows when.
And he's scoring goals.
And he has 3 hat-tricks to his name already.
Let's focus. Let's focus.
Carry on.
Let's focus.
Carry on.
Look, I believe those two managers, I think there'll be some level of bias. because both of them are coaches of NPFL teams.
Yeah,
Rangers.
so why would they pick Ahmed Musa?
And because, for example, in the same way I saying about Musa, I also don't think Sadiq Ismail should be in the team.
In which team?
The Chan team.
Why?
Because again, I'm saying this that one, is he a young player?
Yeah.
No. Is he?
Yeah.
Sadiq Ismail is young.
Yeah. He is. Kenneth Ibokwe is young. Kenneth Ibokwe is going to under 20.
Let me read pictures.
Please do, Femi.
I've realized that this show, we need to get to the end quickly before I lose my top. But this weekend, great games to come through. Normally what we do is we make predictions. Ikorodu City versus Lobby Stars, one of the football fixtures for this weekend. Mokpa, you've got the floor for this one. Are you Lagosian?
Yeah.
Good.
Isaleko, to be
Exactly.
precise.
My goodness.
Why did you bring that in?
I just want to know if she's going to be for Ikorodu City or not.
Ikorodu City is
In as much as
they'll lose this game.
To Lobby Stars.
The Dan the Bull of Mokachi is in charge.
who is Dan Dibu?
Okay, we'll get to know. Don't worry,
Dan
we'll come back in
Dibu,
this.
I'll be there for the game. I'll be there for the game. I'll be there for the game.
So, Femi, like I was saying, before
No mind him. For the non-Lagosian.
Intruded.
The Delta.
Oh, are you bringing that?
Yes.
I'm a bona fide Lagosian.
You're not Lagosian. No, you're not Lagosian.
Okay.
No,
You're
that's
not
part of the show.
Lagosian,
You're not
you
Lagosian,
just
no.
came.
No, you're a
But
visitor.
you use my potential.
You're a Delta.
You use my potential.
You're a Delta. Stay where you are.
Okay, no problem.
We'll talk about one of your relegated teams later.
Okay.
So, in as much as Ikorodu has showed working, nobody expected that win from them. And that margin, it was a big
solid
deal.
win, yeah.
So, I think that will motivate the boys. I think they are playing today. They are way far in. I'm trying to remember who they are playing.
Picture doesn't come to mind, by the way.
On today,
Yeah,
they have. Yeah,
they do.
I'll try. If I remember, I'll bring it back.
You mean Ikorodu City?
Yeah, they are
They're
playing
Lobby
today.
Stars?
No. For this weekend. That's
For
this
this-
weekend.
Okay, this weekend.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
this weekend. By the
So-
time of this recording, there's a game they should play.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
So I think that will give them enough motivation. Might be difficult for them to win away from home. In as much as you lose from home, please away from home, don't lose at home. That's just it. At least that can make you, stay in the NPFL.
They're going to Owerri.
They are going to Owerri. They are playing Heartland of
Heartland.
Owerri. Yeah. So
Forgotten game.
So I no, it's not a forgotten game. Amunikena has, woke up from. He won his
That's what I'm saying. They
They
will
drew the last game.
So,
They lost the game before, yeah.
I think it might be difficult for them away from home, but at least at home they should try and grind the result. If at all you are not going to win, don't lose.
Okay, all right, let's leave it at that. Shooting Stars, Katsina United. Shooting have not played like they finished last season, right? Benga Gumbo said, Katsina United here and they lost to Ikorodu City last time. What do you think? It's at Lake Salami said that. I used to support Shooting Stars, by the way, back when I lived in Ibadan.
Okay.
But when
Now,
I came back to my Lagos, I just moved back to my Lagos teams.
I shall. Well, it's going to be an interesting game, considering the fact that the Oluyole fans are actually itching to see victory after their last game that ended not too good. I'm giving it to Shooting against Katsina United.
All right. The last game will be Kano Pillars against Qualifiers United for this weekend. We're touching on that one also. We spoke about Ahmed Musa and his effect in that team. Qualifiers United have not looked great this season, right? Ikorodu City got their first point against Qualifiers United, so it just tells you how rough this season has been for them. So I just tilt as well, once again, Kano Pillars to win this one. Let's switch now to international football stories because of time. We've got to go through all those games. Club football returns, no more international break. And how I feel so pained because this could have been a great weekend where once again I'll come in as the Presto, the magician who always gets his predictions right.
Excuse me.
For the national team football. Because remember, I'm always on the roll. I'm still the current holder.
We took a bet. He won just one bet. He has not given us a rest. When I mean we now, me and Francisca.
No, we have a forfeit every week whenever international break comes on, and then everyone makes their predictions. And the last time I made my predictions, so we always do the closest to right or the highest. So obviously, him and Francisca were at the bottom of the food chain. So because of that, they now learned this time when the Super Eagles were playing, they were going draw and lose. They switched them and said win.
But they won. Because we
no.
win.
Because you have seen the light.
Yes! You are on your way to Damascus. I showed you the light.
Oh, I should have come to Jerusalem.
Yeah, I showed you the light. But Premier League football game returned this weekend. Princewill, let's touch on some of the games. Man United against Brentford.
That's a very tricky game. If I go by my record, in the last 3 games, Man U has always had very difficult defeating Brentford. And Man U is actually playing at home.
We even put the picture of Bagada. Brentford, Manchester United.
Yes, Man
Will
U
this be the last game for Ten Hag?
I don't think so.
It should.
No, I don't think so because the board.
Ten Hag should go.
I think the board needs to help him at this time because
the board is behind him.
They need to help him by maybe relieving him of the job because I think he's not getting the result. I think there is a problem in the dressing room that maybe nobody wants to talk about. I think the players are not feeling the coach again, or the coach is not feeling the player. Because if you look at the caliber of players they helped him, he brought in new players. Fine, injury is not helping out too. But the ones you have, they've not been grinding results. Even the list of them where you could, see him grinding results is losing. Not just losing, losing scandalously.
No, but doesn't he still have credits in the bank to keep him there? He won the FA Cup last season. This season, why are you
like this? He won the FA Cup. You are talking about Manchester United. Is Manchester United Brentford? Is Manchester United Leicester City? Is Manchester United Manchester United? So why are you saying that he won the FA Cup?
We just move from my favorite to my least favorite.
He won the FA Cup, and so is it not? Is Gadota not human being that is winning treble, that is winning doubles?
It's me that is collecting.
Hello, he should do something. If he's not doing something, he should go. That should help him. That should help him and help his career.
I'm sure the words.
Please don't say anything. Please don't say anything. Please don't say anything. Just leave me. Don't leave me in my space like this. Don't say anything. Let me read the paper here. We're going.
All right.
Tottenham versus West Ham. Tottenham to win. Tottenham Hotspur to win. I just do the remaining part of this show on this side by myself to the end of the show. Because as I'm like this now, I now know where I stand on the scheme of things. But it's going to be a good game. Tottenham against West Ham. I don't want us to dwell too much on this because there's another big game coming up this weekend. But I think Spurs are on a run at this point. Now, remember, they lost their last game to Brighton. Yeah. Right? But I do feel that Spurs turn things around this game. Princewill, let's touch the last one. Liverpool against Chelsea. Right? That's another big game this weekend. Now, for Liverpool, they lost just one game. And Slot has won 6 of his first 7 games in charge. But Esca, people say, has also found some way of balance. He's brought out the best from Cole Palmer, who had the great finish from last year. Where do you think this game is going to go?
It's a big one. It's a big one for both teams, considering the fact that they're doing pretty well. And if you look at the log, both teams are sitting comfortably. Second and third also.
Not second and third.
Second and fourth.
Arsenal is second.
Yeah. For me, I think Chelsea is actually having a very fine feeling at the beginning of the season. But with what Slot has done with Liverpool, I see Liverpool taking that game on Saturday.
Okay. Let's switch over now to Spain. Okay, let's touch on Athletic Bilbao versus Espanyol. The Ghanaians. There's one Ghanaian there, right? Inaki Williams.
Yeah, the two brothers. Athletic Bilbao.
Must feel so hot for
Inaki and Nico.
But let's touch on this game.
But one is Spanish, one is Ghanaian.
No, that's interesting. All right, so we'll see how that game turns out. In the Serie A, the Nigerian Maduka Okoye, his side Udinese take on AC Milan away from home.
Maduka moving to Udinese makes me remember the past Nigerians that have played in Udinese. It used to be
Isaac
Success,
William Trust-Ekong.
I think Obodotu played there.
Yes.
Yeah, Christian Obodo played there. At one time, Trust-Ekong played there too. Yeah. And, funny enough, people don't really watch the Serie A because you'd be like, who did I want to watch? But for the fact that we have one representative there, and I think Maduka Okoye has been doing well. He has been doing fine. I'm tilting towards Udinese taking this.
Well, that's a big one. Oof. That's tough. But Juve Lazio this weekend. May not get to see Dele Bashiru, right? He probably features from the bench, but his side Lazio away to Juventus. And Juventus have got the stingiest defense. They've not considered for open play. Yeah. The first 7 games of the season, they considered only 1 goal. Scored 10, right? And that 1 goal came from the penalty spot in the last game.
I'm giving it to Juventus.
Juve. Pretty simple. Our last football fixture right here is Borussia Dortmund against St. Pauli. I've seen St. Pauli play. There's a Nigerian there, Afolayan. It's about 27 years old, if I'm correct. Right? I remember starting off from Chelsea, right? Unfortunately, couldn't make the break. They moved over. I saw St. Pauli play one of the Bundesliga games. I think it was against Stuttgart, right? Eintracht Frankfurt, that was the game, right? And Defensively, they were a mess.
I love their midfield.
Sean Pauli. But I think Dortmund will smash them. So those are some of our games coming through this weekend. We've just lined out our thoughts. If you're going to go out to put a stake, remember, stake responsibly. And if anything goes wrong, you know who to hold. Now, where's also one of those you can hold?
I'm saying it with my full chest.
Always follow us. Always follow us.
Define the us.
Me, actually.
Who are the us's?
me, actually, because my predictions always come in good. History shows it. Remember I said the Super Eagles will win and they did win.
Why you always using this person as an
I
example?
don't know, that's the easiest thing for me to predict. I don't get that one wrong.
It's just like in your CV, when they say your past experience, you know, you touch on that one that you know you did
I
well.
always get it right.
So
I always get it right. So we're going to be saying our big thanks as well. Big thanks to Princewill, Oviesan and Opeyemi Imoru for coming through. How do you pronounce the last name?
Opeyemi Imoru.
Okay, all right. I hope to see more of her as well on the show. I'm Femi. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can follow us on all social media platforms. It's right there. And then drop a comment for us. We'd love to hear from you on Sports in 60 Minutes in our Rival Studios. Until we catch you next time, have yourself a great time, everyone. Go out, do great things. But above all, be safe.